this year, 15 starts, got a 5-6 record, but he has the potential to be a very, very good pitcher when he stays in the zone, gets ahead in the count, stays out of those bad counts. He's got to get strike one today against this great Detroit Tigers lineup. He's going to be throwing four-seam sweepers, changeups, cutters, but we're going to see a lot of that four-seam sweeper combination. He's going to sprinkle in a good developing changeup that I really like. I think he should use it more. But that four-seam fastball, we're going to see kind of crossfires it in there to those righties, and he likes to backdoor that sweeper line.
He's only thrown 3 of those changeups in the time. Ron Jones and Rodriguez in the outfield. Lane Thomas came out of the game last night with plantar fascia issue. Steven, Rocchio, Martinez, and Santana on the infield. Both played for the second straight night for a Guardians team that is middle upper half of the league defensively. First pitch. Oh, you heard it. It's outside. Brennan Miller with the call.
It's Matt Feeling.
I was turning my volume down.
I love this, and I hope it stays for the entire game. Brennan Miller, the plate umpire, has a 1-1 count. And that one's in. It's 2 balls and a strike. This is the greatest.
I'm sorry. I know there's a baseball game going on. You got me, buddy.
Brennan Miller has the plate. Chris Conroy is the crew chief. There is strike 2.
And that right there is a pitch that I really feel like he could use a lot more of. When he was good 2 years ago, he was using that fastball at the bottom of the zone a lot more. This year it hasn't had good results, but he's not throwing it with the same conviction.
Up the middle, Cleveland had it played perfectly on Angel Martinez. Throws out Vierling here underway on the corner of Carnegie, Ontario.
Batting second down for Detroit. Second baseman, number 25.
Brennan Miller, by the way, the plate umpire. A little hello for Gleyber Torres.
Some sickness looks like my Claypool's one.
By the way, he's from Northern Virginia, Brennan Miller. As he calls ball 1 to Gleyber Torres, who has more walks than strikeouts so far this year. 46 walks, 42 strikeouts. We were just talking about umpires before the game who had loud strike calls. This is amazing that happened.
I was thinking, Jim Wolf or something. When you said I thought my mic was like my headset was broken or something.
I love that we can have the mics near the umpires because you do learn a lot about the strike zone, right? Some guys will tell you, is that up, is that down? They'll kind of paint the box.
Yeah, as a pitcher, I appreciate that. Sometimes you're like, where was it? I know they give you that blank stare, but it's nice. No, I thought it was just, okay. You were wrong, but okay.
That's very diplomatic of you. 3-1.
Torres
has his 47th walk. And he is part of the reason the Tigers see more pitches in the first inning than any team in Major League Baseball. And Allen throws the 3rd most pitches per inning, any inning, in the American League.
Yeah, and those deep counts, he'll be so solid for 2 or 3 batters in a row. And then he'll just completely go off the rails and throw 5 straight balls, out of nowhere. And that's really not who he is.
It's a wide zone.
He can be a lot better.
Jahmai Jones into center field, and that's playable for Nolan Jones for out number 2. So Riley Green comes to the plate. You mentioned he's an all-star this year for the Tigers. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. He does not have a hit against the Guardians this year.
Yeah, he has hits against about everybody else, though. He's hit. This is his breakout year, but he has struggled. And you see what they're doing. They're throwing those breaking balls down. They want to throw the fastball up on him.
Like that, right?
Yeah, just like that. That's right.
What is it about Logan Allen you're talking about kind of coming off the rail? What do you think causes that?
Well, it's just he's had a lot of arm side misses. And when he's going good, you see that he kind of crossfires it in there. He stays in the middle of the rubber, but he really burns it in there inside on righties and away to lefties. But he's had a hard time getting it to that location this year so far.
On the ground, up the middle, second base, glove flip.
Oh, just up by into him.
Big collision in the middle Gleyber Torres, third
Gonna
base coach
stop
Joe
the
Licora, is very quickly over there for the Tigers. But Gleyber Torres got popped by Rocchio coming across on the glove flip from Martinez.
It's like an elbow straight to the head.
Fans coaching tonight for Cleveland at first base. Will be number 15, Sandy Alomar Jr.
Go ahead, Ron Ramirez at second.
Moments ago, Gleyber Torres just walked off the field after taking what looked like an elbow to the face from Brian Rocchio, the shortstop for the Guardians, on this wild play. Just right in the jaw. I mean, there's nothing that either of them can do right there. It's just two guys moving very quickly at one another, like two trains in a math problem.
You see, the ball did come out, but it was a good 4 feet.
Yeah, he never made it. Gleyber Torres never made it to second base. As Casey Mize is on the mound, kind of an unheralded star in this starting rotation that has the fourth best ERA for all starting rotations in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, this is a former college star, 2 times All-American at Auburn, #1 pick in 2018. Today, he's back. This year is his best year in the big leagues since before he had Tommy John started. He's going to throw fastballs to the upper 90s, 94 all the way up to 97, 98 miles an hour, 4 seams. And then he's got this great splitter that he's going to go 1-2 with it. He's going to mix a couple of breaking balls with it, but it's really about today, especially with these lefties, we're going to see a lot of four-seam fastball at the top. We're going to see a lot of splits working away from the lefties.
We'll face Stephen Kwan first, as Torres, by the way, is out of the ballgame. Gleyber Torres has left as Kwan takes a ball there. So Trey Sweeney is in at shortstop for the Tigers. That moves Javier Baez to second base. So Sweeney will bat in the 2 spot for the Tigers, as that ball's just away. So as you scout Casey Mize, especially pitching to left-handers, the Guardians have a bunch of them, what do you see?
Yeah, and you see that splitter. You see the horizontal movement on it. It's got 3 or 4 more inches more horizontal than the average lefty, than the average split.
On it, yes!
Flies it to center. Here makes the catch round number 1. Here is the Guardians order. They
So
are
good to
22nd of
the
28th
Sean.
in slugging. Ramirez in the 3 spot, like we talked about, is really dangerous. Carlos Santana has a grand total of 920 walks to his name. I mean, he is as selective as anybody in Major League Baseball for an entire career. And then Lane Thomas is out once again, as we mentioned, with that foot issue that he came out of the game with yesterday. That's strike 1 to Nolan Jones. And Stephen Vogt feels like is kind of a hidden gem if he can figure out where the power comes from consistently.
Yeah, and Vody, I asked him, I said, who's the guy that maybe not surprises you, but has just stepped up the most or has the most potential? And this is the first guy that he mentioned, wasn't it? And there's a lot of potential here. He said he could be a star if he could harness what he shows in short stints.
There's a strike to him. Nolan Jones, who has only been around the big leagues for 4 seasons, he showed up to 20 home runs with the Rockies 2 years ago. Since then, though, only 6 in a Cleveland uniform.
Yeah, you see what he does at the plate. He really loves the ball middle in. He struggles on the ball away. And I think as he gets more at bats, gets more comfortable, he'll be able to kind of put his eyes out over the plate a little bit more than he does now.
So how would you pitch him, especially on 2 strikes?
Well, you can crowd him in. You can crowd him off in, and then you get him down and away with anything you really want to throw. There's no damage out there. That's the safe zone. If I was pitching against him, you got safe down and away, safe up across the top too. So you could go up, you could go down and in. There's a couple different spots right now with where his swing path is, but right there, that's danger zone.
So do you think that was a miss right there?
That was a miss, absolutely. Mize is trying to drive that ball up in the zone probably, or you can paint it down the way, but right now with 2 strikes, the top third of the strike zone is wide open to him.
It is a 7th pitch in the sequence on 2-2 from Casey Mize to Nolan Jones. And there's a chopper to Baez at second base.
Got him, yes!
Swiss Army knife. Out number 2. Jose Ramirez, who will bat to the left-hand side. And there is certainly a pattern to how the Tigers have pitched him so far this year from this side.
Yeah, this shows it right here. You can see they're not challenging him on the inside half. They're making him beat them away, beat him to left field if he's going to do it. Don't give him anything to pull. And you see how many few of those are breaking balls, breaking into his swing. Jose Ramirez, so good on the breaking ball coming into his swing.
He has 34 home runs career against the Tigers. So even when you pitch to a pattern, this guy has such talent and skill, as Mize has not gotten a couple of those calls toward the outside corner to left-handers. I mean, what a gem in development and in a find for this organization. You think about where they would be without Jose Ramirez and his willingness. It speaks to the organization that he wanted to be here.
Yeah. Well, he's comfortable here. The fans love him here, which they should. Plays well here. They've had a couple of good postseason runs. They've had a chance to win a lot of different times while he's been here. There's no reason for him to really want to go elsewhere. If you're comfortable here, you're swinging the bat good, the fans love you, you got a chance to win, that's really all you can ask for.
It's amazing that he's been around for nearly a decade and a half now as he pounces on that. And
Got him, yes!
Spencer Torkelson handles the final out of a 1-2-3 first for Casey Mize. Another low scoring. American League last year. Scheduled to throw tomorrow for the Tigers. He has been a stopper for so many teams across Major League Baseball, and he is kind enough to join us from downstairs baking in the Cleveland sun.
Oh, yeah.
Tarek Skubal, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
Tarek, Adam, Tarek. You guys met in the clubhouse. Scoop, first of all, what do you got on Adam Wainwright?
He's a lot bigger than I thought, honestly. That's not a disrespectful thing, but he's tall. I mean, what are you, 6'6"? That's
6'7".
6'7", yeah, sorry.
I thought the same
yeah,
thing
I'm
about
like,
you, actually.
yeah, see, I was like, he didn't look 6'7" on. This is Flair throwing some seeds at me. I know you guys got some history here.
Yeah, but he's got a 100% track record.
Come on.
Spencer Torkelson deep to right field, way back there.
Oh God, yes.
That's as good of applause we've heard from the dugout in years. Spencer Torkelson hits his 20th home run of the year. And before we get into pitching, Tarek, what do you think about Spencer Torkelson and what he did in the offseason to make him this player?
I mean, he's put in a ton of work. He continues to work each and every day. I get to see everything behind the scenes, which is really cool and a unique perspective. So, I mean, the credit goes to him. All the credit goes to him, the work he's put in, and obviously go out and execute the plan that he's trying to do.
Talk a little bit about what your work looks like in between starts, Tarek. What's a day in the life of Tarek Skubal look like, 1 through 5?
You want all? Okay, let's do it. Start day is start day. I start my routine about 2 hours before the game. Go through everything I need to do. Go play catch, long toss, get off the mound, and pitch. And then right when I come out, I go into the weight room and get a workout in. Workout, do my shoulder program, any sort of recovery stuff I need, and then that's my day. That's my day for day 0. Day 1 is pretty light. It's just
Oh Lord, yes.
I'm pretty light in there. My throwing's light. I want to take a full recovery day. We have a massage therapist, get a massage. Day 2 is bullpen day, so that's another day that I'll long toss, get off the mound, feel whatever I need to feel. And then I'll work out on that day 2 and do another shoulder program. And then day 3 is like the lightest day ever. It's really nothing. That's like my true off day in between. I'll play catch a little bit. Ooh, that not a good spot, I don't think.
Yikes.
But day 3, I'll play catch to 60, 75 feet for 5 minutes. That's really it. I try to give my nervous system a chance to bounce back. Both nervous system wise and physical. And then day 4 is kind of a primer day, so I like to get my body firing again. It's a quick little mini workout followed by some sprints, and then I do some visual stuff on the mound of what I want to do, and just kind of go over game planning stuff, but also just how I feel going down the mound, and just envision myself kind of executing 20 to 25 throws in a row, and then get ready for it all again on day 5.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that you're spending time in recovery. I wish I could go back and start my career and do the recovery process a whole lot better instead of just like killing yourself every day in between starts. But it's great that you're doing that.
Yes, yeah, I used to. I used to pitch and then work out the next day, do my heaviest lifts, and I just felt like that kind of was run down all the time. So, strength coaches came to me. I talked to some trainers, our strength coaches here. Talked with my trainers back in Arizona, and they were like, "Yeah, this is a great idea. Keep your high days high and your low days low." So yeah, I work out every time I get off the mound.
When do you think you started
This is
to
the fall
really
ball.
know your body and what? Oh, look out!
Sorry for.
You all right?
Oh, missed me. Sorry for the language there.
This is great. I don't know. It was a full word.
Boy, that way. Yeah, boy.
I heard ship.
Yep. So did I. So did I.
We
what
all
was the
good
question?
down there?
No, I'm good. Yeah, missed me.
I was going to ask.
High entertainment.
Yeah, that's great. I don't even care about the question anymore.
Uh-oh.
The fly ball into right field, and Rodriguez is back on it to make the play. Here's you in action. We're going to show the audience your cat-like reflexes here to get out of the way.
Oh, ship.
It's outstanding. And now here's the Torkelson home run coming as well.
Am I built for this? The TV stuff?
I think so.
All right.
I think you're doing great. for Zach McKinstry. And a ground ball to first base. That's Santana, and the return pass won't come. I was going to say, when did you know your body as well as you do now?
Unfortunately, it's probably taken a couple injuries that have taught me a lot about myself and about my body. So, not that I don't want anyone to get hurt or anything, but there's some lessons to be learned when you go through rehab and kind of learning your body and what makes it tick and what makes you feel good every fifth day. And it took me a little bit in the big leagues to even get that done too.
Well, I don't think that's a bad thing, Tarek. I think that's just part of being a professional, learning who you are and what it takes to make, 162 games of 33, 34 starts a year happen.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. I wish you could learn the lesson without having to miss time, or having to see a doctor and go under and stuff like that. But sometimes, that's kind of the part, careers too, a little bit of adversity and stuff. The game gets taken away from you and you learn a ton about yourself.
What is your favorite really small thing about pitching? Like, we watch you respond, you have all this emotion on the mound. What one really small thing gets you fired up about pitching?
I just think it's fun. You work so hard in between, those 4 days in between, you work hard to get your body, both physically and mentally ready to go. And then you just go out there and enjoy it and have fun. I think that's, hopefully people watch that and can kind of see that I really enjoy, pitching, whether it's good or bad. I like to have fun and just get after it and just trust my preparation.
When do you see that when he pitches?
I do. I was just listening to Jack Flaherty's chatter from the bench. Yeah,
Caught stealing.
incredible.
Gesundheit. Gesundheit. Glitch.
Thanks to Tarek Skubal for joining us in the top of the second inning. Zach McKinstry picked off, and that ended the inning. Casey Mize to Carlos Santana. We mentioned Santana's walk total with Cleveland at 920 for his career and multiple stints with the Guardians. Rounds us to second. He's the active
Got him, yes!
167 in Major League Baseball. Andrew McCutchen is second active. Santana had 1,317.
That's a valuable piece to have.
Number 10.
At think behind Jose Ramirez, you want somebody that can get on base and make the pitcher work. And probably want him to have some slug, and he covers all those bases.
At age 39 for Carlos Santana, who was a catching prospect growing up initially with the Dodgers, as Schneemann swings through strike one. And Daniel Schneemann is a guy that Stephen
Daniel
Vogt
Schneemann.
really loves. They have sort of similar career paths, as there's a ground ball in second.
Got him, yes!
Round number 2, both made their debuts at 27. Journeyman bounces out there and 2 down the right. And this offense, will have innings like this.
Especially this back half of the lineup. They've really got to get it going if this Cleveland lineup is going to start scoring more runs. It can't always be about the top 3 or 4 guys in the lineup. The bottom half has got to do something. It's been a slow go so far this season for Cleveland, the second half of their lineup. They need somebody to step up.
With the Juan Angel Martinez.
Just 23 years old. It's a very young bottom of the order. 23, 25, 25, and 24. And they're just not a whole lot of veteran at bats in the bottom half most nights, but in June, 9 and 20. 7 shutouts can really wear on you.
It can. If you're watching this, you're a Cleveland fan, that just means you're really due. That's right. But you know what's fun, though? If you look at that close and you see that the struggle that they've had, they're still only 4 games back in the wild card in that last position there. Stephen Vogt's doing a great job managing the bullpen, keeping them in the games. And those guys at the top have stepped up in big spots when they needed to.
Got him, yes!
Casey Mize, first strikeout, 6 up, 6 down for Mize. Finish that ball and come back. Tigers with the lead in the top of the third over the Cleveland Guardians. Jake Rogers, Matt Vierling, Gleyber Torres coming up against left-hander Logan Allen, who doesn't give up a whole lot of hard-hit baseballs. That's one of his superpowers for this Cleveland rotation that's been beleaguered by injuries, among other things, including the Luis Ortiz suspension that's in progress as that's fouled away by Rogers. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Steve Vogt had a cool comparison. He said he reminds him a lot of Mark Burley, where there's nothing really flashy about Allen. It's just you look up every now and then, the 5th or the 6th, and he's cruising, and he's got a low pitch count, and he's got 2 hits given up. And that's what he's capable of.
When he's going well, Stephen Vogt was talking about it. He was like, it's simple. Strikes. Strikes. And the first 2 innings, we have seen 2 counts get away from him. They weren't 4-pitch walks. He was in both of the counts. But the Tigers do have 2 walks early on as that misses upstairs to Jake Rogers, 3-2. You mentioned the bullpen for the Guardians. Their pitching since June the 1st has been outstanding.
And that's what's holding them in the games. And if you talked to their manager before the game, he said so many of his losses this year, what is it, 44 losses or something like that? He feels like 30 or 35 of them, they had the winning run or the tying run on third base late in the game. It's been that close.
Yeah, this team has been buried in 1 and 2 run games. 3 runs or fewer. 53 games. They're 30 and 23 in games decided by 3 or fewer. That's a huge percentage of their season so far. They've played 86 games. 53 of them have been within a field goal in Browns parlance. As Jake Rogers is going to see a 10th pitch in this sequence. About an 11th pitch for one of the better baseball mustaches you'll see.
It's a lot.
You got this scout on it.
Yeah, he said he had to trim it up because he felt like he was still having hamburger on there in the 4th inning.
Rogers to shortstop. Brian Rocchio handles out number 1. So 11 pitch sequence goes to Logan Allen. And Matt Vierling will come on. Did you ever go?
Stepping in now for the Tigers leadoff hitter.
Full baseball mustache?
Matt Vierling.
2009 team stash.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrible. It was a horrible year for facial hair that year.
I know our crew is feverishly looking
I'm
up
sure
the
it's.
picture right
Yeah, it's. I'm sure they're looking for it. Yeah, and I was still young enough where it wasn't like very good yet, you know, or colored yet. It was like peach fuzzy look. It was not.
now. So 2009, so 16 years ago, that means Matt Vierling was 12. Watching Cardinal games in St. Louis.
That's right.
Big Cardinal fan growing up. Matt Vierling was with the Phillies a couple years ago. Swings through, strike 3 there. It's a high fastball from Allen and 2 away. Your team, your players, baseball your way. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app today. 2 down for the left-handed Trey Sweeney. He takes the ball outside. AJ Hinch is
Looks like the Brave Watch Sweeney in because the Cleveland Swans is
at the top of
hurt.
the mountain in that department in Major League Baseball, looking for the best opportunity for a platoon advantage for a guy against stuff that he tends to like matchup-wise. But he's been forced into a left-hander in the 2 spot with the injury to Gleyber Torres, who got elbowed in the face on a slide in the 1st inning. So now Sweeney in that 2 position bounces out to Santana. So you coach up the 1-2 for the innings for Logan Allen. 1-0. Tigers and Guardians. This remains a beautiful place to watch a baseball game. Great people here, loaded crowd today and yesterday for the 4th of July weekend. And whether you're in the corner, you're right down the left field side to that overlook deck, it is a brilliant place to watch a game. And maybe you and I are biased because we kind of grew up watching like Jim Thome home runs fly over walls here. But it is a beautiful venue, don't you think?
It's a great place to watch a game. The fans show up in droves, great crowd. Once that sun drops, it's really nice out here too. It's beautiful. But this is just a fun place. They've done a great job here. I remember that 95 Indians team was so fun to watch.
That lineup
Catch
was
up between Brad, Naylor.
Field line and just foul off the bat of Naylor, testing the chalk. I mean, you think about how deep they were, right? And then they just keep reaching.
All Naylor. Brad Naylor.
7th or 8th to start.
600 home runs later. It's in the Hall of Fame.
A statue with every team that he played for. That is strike 3 on the outside corner. Naylor punches out at the hand of Casey Mize.
That's the same pitch earlier that he was wanting to get. And it shows you as a pitcher, if you keep driving those nails into the same spots right off the corner of the plate,
Got him, yes!
It's going to look like a strike. He's done that very well today so far.
That's interesting. I feel like intuitively people at home might say, well, as that's a foul ball. If you're not getting the call, stop going. That's the opposite of what you're saying.
Yeah, I think if you just keep establishing that spot. Now, it's close enough to play. If it's 8 inches off the plate, then stop going up. But if it's 1 inch off the plate, you keep driving that ball there, he's going to call it.
If you're the Jonathan Rodriguez.
Did you
Yes.
teach Yachty that, or did Yachty teach you that?
I didn't teach Yachty anything in the world.
1-1 is fouled away by Rodriguez, a 25-year-old outfielder in just his 29th Major League game, still short of 30 games in his Major League career. Casey Mize ahead once again.
7 of 8 first pitch strikes so far.
Did you hear what Brendan Miller said? He said the plate umpire said to Jake Rogers, "Did you pick that?"
We need more umpire cams.
Yes.
Cams and mics, we need all that stuff.
Personally, umpire personality, I think, helps the game.
Yeah.
You played, so you feel the same way?
As long as the personality comes from a good umpire. It's the same way inside a clubhouse. The personalities are great as long as they're playing well, you know? Once a loud personality stops playing well, it's not as funny anymore.
Here's a big chopper on the middle infield. Trey Sweeney for the
Got him, yes!
2-1. 8 up, 8 down for Casey Mize. Only 1 ball out of the infield so far. What has made this substantial change?
Well, today especially, I like that he's working up and down. But you know what he's doing? He's controlling counts better. He's kind of established his arm slots raised just a hair from a couple years ago. He's working in the zone, staying good counts. He's got 2 different breaking balls he's throwing for strikes. He's got a big sweeper, slurvy thing, and he's got a short little slider. But I love that split that he's developed. It's a swing and miss pitch, and he needed a swing and miss pitch to go along with his good fastball. Now he has it.
That splitter was a suggestion of his dad. His dad had seen guys throw the splitter and watched him
So thought was big for Brian Bochiel.
Good move. And what AJ told us earlier, he's able to throw it early in the count for strikes when he wants to, and he's able to bury it under the zone when he wants to as well for swing and misses.
There's the splitter usage that's up about 50% of what it was, 8% total, but it's more than just about half of what he had thrown previously up, so to 26%.
I'll tell you what I like he's doing today. He's working both sides of the plate better.
Oh, There's that tester
A
again.
little bit farther though. See, that's the old Tom Glavine approach. You take him 1 inch off the plate, they call it. You take him 2 inches off the plate, didn't call it, go back to 1 inch. But he's using both sides of the plate, and he's throwing his breaking ball down, which is something he hasn't done this year.
Which does what to a hitter?
Well, it just changes the plane. It changes their eye levels all the time. They don't get comfortable working in one zone. You know, if you're working both sides of the play, the hitter has to respect both sides. He can't get comfortable and turn and burn. He's got to honor the outside half. He's got to honor the inside half. He's got to just see it and hit it.
3-2 is inside. Ball 4. Rocchio is the first base runner for the Cleveland Guardians tonight, and it flips it over for Kwan. This is a Tigers bullpen that is not in great shape after a doubleheader a couple days ago in Washington. And pretty high usage recently the last few days. So A.J. Hinch would love to have length from Casey Mize. That walk doesn't help. Kwan takes a strike. Runner goes, Rocchio throw it on to second.
Out! Yes!
He is out. Jake Rogers cuts down Ryan Rocchio. Maybe the tag went down on Rocchio before he got in, so Cleveland decided not to use a challenge just in case it might have been a stands situation. Jones takes 1-1.
It's really, really close. It's a little early maybe to use the challenge, but I thought for a second that he slipped that oven mitt on there, but he might have got him on the chest first. Just when they had the bottom of the lineup on the bases, coming up to the top half. Got the calls.
What do you think about the decision to go? Like, how aggressive do you like being if you're struggling to score?
Well, I think you have to be aggressive. You have to push the envelope a little bit, and traditionally, Mize is pretty slow to the ball, so I don't hate the call at all. They were 7 out of 9 on him, still in bases this year, so odds were good. Jake just made a perfect throw there at second base.
So Mason Mize is still facing the minimum against Stephen Vogt's team. The lead for the Tigers in the division is 12. As there you see the look on the iPad there. You never know what people will be watching in the dugout. Thanks for the ratings, guys. Hope the Nielsen family, Miller Jones, makes the catch. Today's telecast is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Step up on the plate for Siemens. You see the view from one of those statues of a great left-handed power hitter.
American flag whipping behind it too. It's very July 4th right there. I love it.
That was a beautiful sight.
A field to what we want, Riley Green.
Holiday that we all celebrated yesterday just fit like a glove, don't they? I do. 2-0 on Riley Green and Logan Allen. Riley Green has a batting average against starters at .352. That is sixth best for a Tiger since 1974. And I bring it up, it's one of those, like, you know, on a Tuesday with one out sort of stats, but Riley Green against starting pitchers, that's the one time that opponents don't get to really decide specifically for him what ended pitcher he's going to face. But he is the target for lefties out of every bullpen the Tigers see.
Well, he's their star. I mean, he's having a breakout year this year. It's fun to watch him play. He's playing great outfield too. But he's the thermostat over there. You know, he's the one telling him what the temperature is. He's the one setting the temperature, not telling him what the temperature is. He's setting the pace over there.
3-2, strike three. Logan Allen buzzes a fastball past Riley Green.
That is the
Approaching
whole
the
thing.
plate now. Right.
2 down. Spencer Torkelson, who homered in his first at bat in inning number 2. As you're scouting him, you're watching tape on Spencer Torkelson. What do you see?
What I noticed this year is he's what we saw earlier. He's able to go to right field now. A couple years ago, it was a lot of this right here, hooks down the left field line, pulling off the ball. But earlier in the game, gets a fastball out away from him. He loves to get extended, but a couple years ago, he was pull hooking that ball. Today, he drove that ball to right center. It's very impressive what he's done.
There's a difference between pulling balls that are wanting to be pulled, right, and this.
That's exactly right. He just took that outer half pitch and drove it to right field. Stayed behind it so well, hands through the zone. Really, really awesome.
Home run number 20 for Spencer Torkelson, who leads the league in 2-strike home runs.
That's the miss. That's one of those no contest pitches that comes out of the hand. The hitter can't even offer it. That's 1-2 right there. You got to bury something. He's done that a little bit more this year. He's been sharp today.
So what do you want out of that 1-2 pitch? It's like what version of that?
1-2. I think, especially in today's game, you're still trying to get a strikeout there. So it's got to look juicy coming out of the hand. It's got to look like something you want to swing big at, and then have it dart out of the zone or something right to the corner or something nasty. It's got to be something nasty, but it's got to be offerable.
That ball hit well into
It's
deep
a home,
field,
no,
way back to the
home
right.
run, yes.
The wall, and that ball comes off the top bench and is just a single for Torkelson. Very well played by Stephen Kwan.
Yeah, he got the perfect bounce off the fence. That's that same. He's trying to get that pitch in. Looked like he was trying to throw a changeup in. But Steven just kind of. Did he put a juke on him, a little rope-a-dope there, thinking it was going to be a homer, and then turned perfectly, fielded it perfect, got his body pointed towards second. That was great.
Think about that. He is blind to where that ball is going to bounce until he pivots and wheels right there. That is an outstanding play.
Great play.
Perez, a line drive to right, and not really retire his side. A really clever play by Stephen Kwan at left.
All-Star Week rolls out the red carpet for baseball's best.
All schemes, Bryce Talk, Aaron Judge of the man.
It's only magnificent
Kenley looks great. The Dino, the spin is all A+. No way. Unstoppable right now.
Stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season, plus live audio for all 30 teams. No blackouts. There's access to minor leagues, MLB Big Inning, and available pre- and post games. MLB.com/@bat for details. Casey Mize ball one to Stephen Kwan, who was at the plate in the home third when the Guardians' Brian Rocchio got caught stealing, and then Kwan just made a phenomenal play to keep Spencer Torkelson to a single as Torkelson handles that out from Kwan. Our All-State winning match play tickets for
This is what all that hard work before the games. Steven, the outfielders, get out there with their coaches. They read the ball. Once it hits the progressive side, hits the top of that progressive side as well, and just bounces straight down to him. But what he did so well, he's got his feet set and ready to throw the ball while he was fielding it, so he could already be in the motion as he received the ball. That's why he was able to keep it to a single. So many of those coaches spent hours out there learning every little nook and cranny and bounce off those walls, though.
It is so difficult, though, to know what you're going to get. Even if you've done it, watch where this ball hits. It could have easily taken 15 bounces off of that area with that trajectory.
And look what he does. Look what he does halfway down. He turns around to read the bounce. But then when he sees it hit that other side and bounce straight up, he goes ahead, gets his feet set and his body pointed towards second to be in a great throw position.
And that's to say nothing about the deep that he put on Torkelson, not even watching the ball fly.
He almost it's like he wanted him to trot, and then he sees it bounce, and then that's when he does that little spin move right there to get thrown.
Jones goes down swinging, the third strikeout for Casey Mize, and he has done exactly what A.J. Hinch wanted to this point, needing some length from Casey Mize.
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed with Casey Mize's stuff today. In, out, up, down, breaking balls, nasty splits, but his fastball command has been great today.
Ramirez hits a seed foul, 0-1.
That is, earlier we showed that graph. That is where you're trying to stay away from right there. Luckily it was a splitter. First pitch got him out a little bit out front.
One is away. It's another splitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the first pitch. Yeah, look at it.
Oh. That's a fastball. Timed up.
You know it. as the pitcher. You know that that's trouble, but is he going
Yeah. Zach Greinke used to yell obscenities as he was throwing pitches sometimes. It used to make me laugh so hard. He's toying, and that's dangerous. Luckily, Casey has a little bit of sneak on that fastball. A little bit of extra ride to get it off the barrel, but Jose is not a guy that you can double up pitches and locations. You've got to go back and forth on him.
2-2. Line drive over right field, base hit. It was a fastball, and he put it up.
That's what I mean right there. Jose, if you give him a couple looks in a row at a fastball, he's going to put the very good swing on it. Even though they got it away from him, but it was another fastball, 96 miles an hour. He threw the pitch he wanted to, but that's just too many looks at fastballs for Jose Ramirez.
He's an exceptional hand-eye coordination talent, isn't he? Now he runs. Put on second. There's a lane to stolen base. His 22nd this year. He turns a base hit into a double.
And Jose, when he's on first, watch what he does. He gets out there and he never really stops the ball. He gets it such a great jump. Timed him up perfectly. There was no way for Jake Rogers to throw him out like that. See, he just keeps getting that little secondary way out there. He's such a heady player. He's such great instincts, great reads off the bat, great base runner, great fielder. He's a superstar.
He's on his way to his 7th All-Star game. So deserving. 1-1 settles in for a strike. That slider to a left-handed back. Two on Santana. Foul away.
That's such a great sequence right there. He's been using his breaking ball up in the zone a lot this year. But you just saw those last two pitches. He threw that nasty tight slider at the bottom, followed by 96, 95 at the top. That's really, really hard to figure out what zone you can swing it. That's very hard to cover for a hitter.
There's another fastball, 3-2. 2-2, I should say, on Santana, who has not seen a splitter yet in this sequence.
Yeah, watch Ramirez on second. He's getting huge secondary leads. He knows he's got to score. He's got to score anything in the outfield.
On the ground to second base. Baez throws out Santana. Tigers dodge the first Cleveland run, 1-0 Detroit.
We all love the big moment. The big moment doesn't start with the big result. It starts with the yard work. Because the big moment is just one moment forged by 1,000 moments. Strauss in Major League Baseball. You're up, go yard.
A Star is Born, talking about Jackson Churio.
Mazeroski positively looks like the real thing.
Down he goes at 101. Struck him out with a fastball. Living up to his fastball for the repetition. It's like they feed off each other. You gotta be willing to defend. You gotta be willing to base run, or you can't play. We are witnessing something special here.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1956 with Billy Sorrell.
I think they're a better team. They still do have the type of talent in-house that they really need. is all in on 2025.
Is going to be a big year for Bobichet. This team is for real. Their pitching rotation is the most experienced in the division with Foster. Swing and a miss. Offensively, this team has what it takes. Pitching will have what it takes to be that World Series contender. Creating more baseball? Just tell Siri. Show me today's MLB schedule.
That's all you got to do. Ask for the schedule. You got it. Just ask Siri. Strike one down. Javi Baez, top of the fifth inning, cruising along in Cleveland. Guardians trailing the Tigers 1-0 as Javi Baez, all-star starter in center field, stands in. Adam Wainwright, you hear that sentence 7 years ago. What do you say to that?
Well, I don't know about the center field. I would have definitely thought he could have done it, but he was also the most talented shortstop that I had seen maybe at all. With the things he could do out there were incredible. The best tag at second I've ever seen. Best hands, but incredible arm, great range. Just an incredible player. I'm so glad to see Javi. It's just good for baseball to see Javi back swinging like he can and controlling the zone a little bit better.
There's a swing and a miss on a very nice breaking ball from Allen for Logan Allen's third strikeout tonight.
Yeah, he's been sharp. That's the pitch right there that he does so well when he's ahead in the count. When he tries to bury that slider earlier in the count, he kind of misses arm side a lot. You see Javi was actually under that ball, but he threw that perfectly well located down there.
Strike one to Zach.
Javi's hitting 100 points higher out of the zone this year than he did last year. Last year, the pitches he was swinging at just didn't give him a chance. This year, he's still chasing. He's still going to be Javi, but he's at least giving himself a chance, and he's responded really well.
He's slugging. This is an oddity. He's slugging between 444 and 451 on every pitch tonight. Yeah. Which means that it's a little bit more difficult to figure out the menu to get him out.
It is, and especially that big breaking ball. He's seeing that really, really well this year.
1-2 is off the plate just outside. 2-2. Allen wanted it.
Yeah, I like to see that. Now, that's the kind of 1-2 pitch you can talk me into right there. Just off the plate. Looks good the whole time. Just ran it across.
Jam shot, ground ball. Allen's got to get over there. Santana's speed is beautiful. And Allen, foot on the back for out number 2. Well coordinated by the Guardians.
Yeah, this is not an easy play for a pitcher to run it towards first. You got to make sure you run the ball from your feet so that ball doesn't start bouncing. But finding the bag and catching the ball at times can be tough for pitchers. He does it really well right there.
You just sneak a peek at the bag. Is that all it is?
Well, you kind of know. There's sometimes where the runner's really fast, where you don't even look at it, especially when you get old. It takes you a little bit longer to get over there, but you practice that so much that you know the general, like almost to the inch where it is, but you want to just take a quick, out of peripheral vision and see where that thing is
as you get old.
Yeah, when you're a younger player, they teach you kind of U-shape it a little bit, run towards the line, and then run up the line so you don't cross the bag. But as you get older, it's a little more urgent to run just straight to it.
You feel it in your hips. Fun everywhere. Foul ball from Rogers. Jake Rogers, this is second at bat. He's seen 17 pitches. He was up when McKinstry got picked off. He saw 11 pitches in his first at bat, and now here is the fourth in this sequence.
The Tigers have done a great job of grinding out at bats today. 9 appearances today, at least 5 pitches.
Forcing Logan Allen's pitch count to 85 in a 1-0 game. And that's 3-2 on Rogers again.
But sometimes that's the way it goes when you face. They're the best team in the American League this year. They're there for a reason, and sometimes as a pitcher, you just control what you can control.
That's a changeup.
Changeup I love.
Digging
into some baseball bites that taste so good. Join Lauren Shahadi as the game's top chefs and baseball stars show off some big league eats that hit a home run with fans. Over the Plate, Sunday at 1 Eastern on MLB Network.
And the Cardiac Kids fade away.
We know what they're capable of, making a ton of runs in that lineup. They celebrate another walk-off victory.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work. Swing and miss. He decided to cement his legacy as a potential guy going to Cooperstown. He is MLB's Sonic the Hedgehog. The biggest qualifier.
An undisturbed sleep is a beautiful thing. That's why a Beautyrest mattress is designed to give you unparalleled motion separation. Isolating movement with our pocketed coil technology to help you sleep soundly no matter what's moving on the other side of the bed. While providing individualized support for every sleeping position. People at their best get their Beautyrest for 100 years.
Kyle Schwarber due up. Schwarber lifts one deep right field. It's number 300 off the facing of the upper deck. What a shot by Kyle Schwarber. And the Phillies now lead it 7-3.
466 feet.
Goodness. And you figured a milestone home run for Kyle Schwarber would come with some weight to it. Wow.
300 homers. My goodness.
This guy is the entire package.
Struck him out! My goodness!
He has a weapon for every hitter.
Good luck, 99.
And what I like most about him, he pitches
to left field. Riley Green is underneath for out number 1. On Friday, celebrate the history and legacy of America's HBCUs with the Swingman Classic on MLB Network. July the 13th, it's the MLB Draft on ESPN, all leading up to the 2025 MLB All-Star Game Tuesday, July 5th. Only on Fox. Speaking of the Major League Baseball draft, 2 former 1-1s. The first overall pick, 1-1 in Major League Baseball, Casey Mize, Spencer Torkelson, and they, together, have given the Tigers a 1-0 lead.
It's been a good combo for their number 1 overall picks today.
Think about it. And AJ Hinch was telling the story before the game. Casey Mize was sitting in the bullpen here at Progressive Field when he got the news last year that he wasn't going to be on the ALDS roster. And so coming back here for the first time since then, he is throwing a buzzsaw of a game.
He is throwing a buzzsaw again. You see that fastball is exploding out of the hand tonight. That last pitch just in the glove before he even swung. But he's just doing it. Just doing it all around the zone. Nothing's been in the middle of the plate. Mixing and matching speeds. Been masterful.
See how close to the zone after Martinez hits. I mean, you see where these pitches have been in aggregate through 67. It's a wow.
Yeah, I think sometimes as pitchers you overthink things. The pitch before, he was so late on that fastball. No reason to come back with the curveball. Let's see if he goes hard again.
A little wild job to left. It's a splitter that Martinez just volleys to left like he's at the All England tennis club.
Should have gone hard there. Anyways, he's been so good today. Looking at just jamming. That was after a fastball away, splitters away. Nasty 90-mile-an-hour split. Perfectly located fastballs. Up in the zone when he wants, down in the zone when he wants. He has been great.
Coming into this inning, you see the 7 groundouts. He like one of those right here with 1 on, 1 out, and Naylor swings through that fastball you felt like he should have thrown.
Yes. That pitch right there would have been a totally different result of the last at bat. But you live and you learn. Jake's he's got good fingers back there. He usually calls a really good game. But no reason to overthink it sometimes.
Right at first, it goes off of Torkelson. It goes to Baez, and that is a 3-4-6 fielder's choice. Got to be the first one today that knocks off a glove and leads to 3-4-6.
Most people would have done it that way. That was for being a line drive out. Takes a glove right out. The ball was smoked. Good play by Torkelson to knock it down, though.
Stepping to the plate now.
Torkelson's like, please do not throw me the ball.
I did not, in real time, I didn't realize he didn't have a glove on. I was wondering why he never threw the ball. That's a pretty good reason why.
You see, he had his arms out like,
Don't throw.
We're not going to do that. Wow. Rodriguez takes a strike.
He'd have showed me something, though, if he'd have whipped it over there. He's covered.
That is wild. That is just outside. It's a ball and a strike for Casey Mize. Wayno, that was his 11th breaking ball he's thrown right there. 11. And with the lack of right-handers in the lineup, that's somewhat expected. But it's been all fastball splitter, and it's gotten the job done. There's your run-of-the-mill 6.
Got him, yes.
All hands remain on hands for the final out. Spencer. Jump in if you're a kid, if you have a kid, get him into the game.
The field of my age, Matt Feelings.
It was wonderful for a family. Get out there and play baseball, for sure.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Matt Vierling. That was tipped foul by Vierling. Logan Allen starts his 3rd course through the Tigers' order. That 1075 OPS, 3rd time through, stands out.
But I'll say he's been sharper today.
Yes, he has. That's strike 3. Just nibbling on the corner with that sweeper as he does to right-handers.
He's been sharper today. So this is what I love about what Steven's doing right now. Yeah, the 3rd time through can be a struggle for him, but today is different. Every single day is different. Every pitcher's stuff is different on each start. You can't judge a book by its cover by the same time every time out. Every time out is different.
Trey Sweeney fouls it away, strike 1. You know, in baseball, we don't as fans have the time to know every outing of every pitcher. So shorthand until it's not, as Santana fights that off with a play. The Guardians' defense has been exceptional tonight.
Great play on the short hop, too. See, he gets kind of retreats back a little bit to get himself in a good position to field that ball on the short hop. Makes a great toss. Yeah, give him a little break right here. I like this meeting. Ran over there real strong. His 3rd time through. He's got 94 pitches. Give him a little breath of air. Also give your pitcher time to warm up, but this is a good meeting.
There's Cade Smith getting loose. And the Guardians bullpen, he has absolutely lethal stuff from Carl Willis. And it's a bullpen for Cleveland that has really bumped up his pitching staff at once. We will see more IndyCar coming off with Alex Palou looking to continue his legendary season and hold on Award, Newgarden, Kirkwood, and the rest of the pack of the IndyCar Series awards into Mid-Ohio tomorrow Eastern, only on Fox. Jahmai Jones at first pitch. It's a pop-up. Does anybody see it? Allen didn't. Schneemann does.
Opportunity that comes your way. You'll want to stay booked and busy outside of your staff.
Steven Allen. Looks like he's done. Bueno, he threw at least 11 of all 5 of his pitches.
He was really, really good today. And that was way sharper than any of the starts that I watched him this year. In, out, up, down. Good changeups when he wanted to. Good breaking balls. Only lost a couple of hitters to walks, 5 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed, and just the 1 home run. That's it. Great job.
2 hits, both to Torkelson. And that's all, as that is a little bit low from Mize on a splitter for Rocchio, who walked in the 3rd.
Did you see him go through that 3rd time through right there, too, the top of the order? Because today was different. Every day is different.
In the air, right field, Winston Perez goes back, and that is off the wall, sitting on the running track. This is extra bases for Rocchio, and a great start for the Guardians to the 6th.
That's got to make Stephen Vogt smile. That little change up, down the way, no split, down the way, stayed on it. Good swing. That's what they need, table setters.
And Rocchio showed some power last year, as there is a strike to Kwan. Rocchio had 26 extra base hits last year. Before that hit, he had 16 total hits this year. And now Kwan in a great spot to tie the game for Cleveland. And he pumps this in the air to left field for Ryan.
Got him, yes!
Who makes the catch, and there's one away. That is a big out for Casey.
It's a huge out, and especially getting him to get out to the left side of the field so the runner couldn't advance also. Keep him at second right there with 1 out. That was a huge job. Okay,
Now Nolan Jones in front of Jose Ramirez. 1 out, runner at second. 1-0 Tigers over the Guardians. This ball 1 from Mize. He goes to the slider. Ramirez is the guy who can just ruin your day if you're an opposing pitcher, no matter who you are. He is next. Jones on 1-0. Takes outside 2-0. So now you almost have to feed Jones, right?
Well, so many times you could get yourself in big trouble by trying not to give up the 1 run, and then you walk yourself into a position where you're facing the meat of the order with multiple ducks on the pond instead.
High fastball, 2-1.
Better to go right after him here. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Doesn't have to do anything different. He's been in control of his stuff all day long.
For Cleveland. 2-1. Mize to Jones. Foul away. 2-2. Cleveland is playing for these 4 weeks before the trade deadline in part, and then the rest of the season as well. But the Guardians are 13.5 back in the division. Big spot for Jones. 2-2. Outside, 3-2.
I think it's safe to just, for them to just, if they can hang around. There's so many teams that are vying for those wild card positions. If anybody gets in, you never know.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Casey Mize goes away from the fastball and snaps off a nasty pitch to Jones.
This is what the effect of the fastball earlier in the count does. Even though that ball is right down the middle, you see it, his curveball, his swerve, it doesn't have as much vertical break, and so they see that spin and they expect it to break actually more than it does. That's a couple times today we've seen the hitter be under his breaking ball. But because of that big fastball at the top, it sets up those off-speed pitches right.
I was just going to say, wait, because of that? The Tigers can walk Jose Ramirez, who is the only active major league player with 250 homers and 250 stolen bases. But you said it earlier. Do not let him beat you.
Yeah.
And so Carlos Santana takes ball one. A.J. Hinch generally is not much of an intentional walk guy. But in this case, it was fish in a barrel for him, it feels like. Santana on a high fly ball into left center field.
Got him, yes!
And Matt Vierling makes the catch. A.J. Hinch is pleased, and the Guardians strand 2 in the 6th.
Superman is off saving the day? DQ is here with a $7 meal deal. Now with a $2 small Blizzard treat upgrade. Get any small Blizzard treat like our newest menu hero for just $2 more. This summer, save on all your faves at DQ.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central. Read off your morning with in-depth breakdowns, interviews with the players, and a little bit of everything else. The baseball day begins with MLB Central, weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, only on MLB Network.
An undisturbed sleep is a beautiful thing. That's why a Beauty Rest mattress is designed to give you unparalleled motion separation, isolating movement with our pocketed coil technology to help you sleep soundly no matter what's moving on the other side of the bed, while providing individualized support for every sleeping position. People at their best get their Beauty Rest for 100 years.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today. They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year. I think the Cubs are a perfect fit for Kyle Tucker. He's one of the most talented ball players.
PCA playing like MVP.
I mean, he is taking the league by storm.
That's spectacular play, as you will see.
This is when you put the gun to the metal. This is the time. I think we've got a really good team.
Larry Doby Day here in Cleveland. It was 78 years ago today, July 5th, 1947, and 23 years old. Just 11 weeks after Jackie Robinson made his major league debut, Larry Doby broke the American League color barrier. He was the first black player to compete for an American League team. He was also an accomplished basketball player in his youth as well. Eventually became an interim manager for the White Sox too. And Larry Doby, a brilliant career in baseball, and they're celebrating him here in Cleveland today as Cade Smith is out of the bullpen with absolutely surgical stuff. He is. If Cleveland were to be out of the race and were to accept trade proposals en masse, I bet you a lot of them are people trying to somehow pry Cade Smith out of his bullpen.
He's a valuable arm for a postseason team. A team like the Dodgers or the Padres, somebody would pay.
Oh yeah, strike three. Riley Green goes down swinging and out number one.
Stepping in down, number 20.
With him, but the stuff is absolutely furious.
Riley Green's an all-star starter. And you see the swing that he just put on that split right there. Really like a football. You got to be ready for 98. Very hard to time up something that looks like it. Just drops off the table like that.
Tom Verducci and I had a Tigers-Guardians game. The first series they played, and Spencer Torkelson has both hits for the Tigers. Cade Smith came out of the bullpen and struck out the side, and he wants a strike there. There was some chirping from the Cleveland dugout. This from the desk of statistician Ed Svita, as that was very close as well. Brendan Miller just said, I got it down.
That first one was up, that was down.
There's a strike, 3-1. Spencer Torkelson would actually have 2 homers today if he were in these parks: Boston, Houston, Philadelphia, San Diego, or either Chicago park. He would have no homers if he were in a series of other baseball.
I didn't hear you say Cincy.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Thank you for mentioning that. I actually did have Cincinnati.
25 rows up in Cincy.
I just hope that everybody at home watching this game, whoever you're a fan of, realizes that Adam Wainwright still has Great American Ballpark PTSD. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A lively fastball at the top of the zone. Smith comes back to strike out Torkelson.
Back down, right fielder for the Tigers. Linsell Perez.
Look where that ball is compared to his barrel. Is it just me, or am I hearing the ball hiss, or is that him?
I think you're hearing it. It's like fajitas on the way into.
I've never thrown a ball that sounded like that, so make sure.
It's upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes on Linsell Perez. Thank you for taking the beat on Cincinnati. I left it out intentionally.
The other Ohio team.
2-0 on Perez. It's high in the air into left center field, all the way back to the warning track.
Caught on the warning track.
outing this year for the Tigers is 7 innings, most recently in Anaheim on May the 1st. He's at 86 pitches as he throws ball 1 to Daniel Schneemann.
Before the game, A.J. Hinch said the one thing he
Daniel
needed was
Schneemann
length out of his starting pitcher today. He's delivering.
Check. You know that as a pitcher, though, coming into an out.
Well, you know it. I mean, your goal is to go 9 every time, hopefully, but you do know the situation of the team.
Jake Rogers just thieved the strike, it looks like.
may have been a makeup for last time.
Brant warming in the Tigers bullpen. Paul Sewald just activated today in the Guardians bullpen. The ball off the bat is Freeman.
Feel the same way, buddy.
It's guided right at shortstop. Trey Sweeney.
Got him, yes.
For the Tigers defense. Back to the 6th inning. Casey Mize was in a bit of a straitjacket. 2 on, 2 out. It's our Jersey Mike's above and beyond.
And I love this fastball at the top. It's the second time he went up there with it, and then it just sets up that good tight slider. There's the fastball away. He's got some really good life on his fastball today. Good carry. It's just not, they're not able to get the barrel to that fastball today. He's had a great year so far, but he looks especially sharp.
Once he does.
He has handled Santana pretty well, getting that fly out to center as the 1-0 is looped down the right field side and foul off the bat of Angel Martinez. He does have a little bit of power in that bat. He's a pretty aggressive hitter with 5 homers this year. He's 23. 1-1. Even when Casey Mize has thrown ball 1 first, he's come back in the count pretty quickly.
Yes, he has been really sharp today. That's really one of the first couple of splits that we've seen get to the top of the zone today. He's going to have to be a little bit more diligent as he gets tired here working down. See, you can tell the same effort level that was getting him in the zone now is above. So he's going to have to really, really focus down right here and make sure he's staying out front on top of these pitches.
What is the danger when you start to focus down?
Well, the danger when you don't start to focus down, when you start to lose some stamina here as the game goes on, is those pitches that were down, they creep to the thigh, and those pitches that were the top of the zone, they creep way ball out of the hand, so it does you no good.
2-2, clock to center field. Vierling is back. He's still
got him. Yes.
He makes the catch. That ball was hit very well. Martinez just came up short for tying the game.
Really goes out there and makes a great play. But you can see that ball starting to creep into the middle of the plate more now than it has been all day.
That was a perfect example of what you were just talking about, as Martinez gave it a ride. Vierling was just really in his first couple weeks of games this year. Tracked it well as Mize comes back with a strike on a splitter. 1-1. That's the way this stretch has gone, though, for the Guardians. They've lost 8 in a row. Close game after close game. Into right field, Perez on the run. He watches it bounce. And that thing climbs over the wall. It is a double for Bo Naylor. And Rodriguez is next with 2 out and a runner at second for Cleveland in a 1-0 game. And we'll see what A.J. Hinch decides to do here.
I was thinking before that at bat, if this was a different spot in the order, he may want to go to his pen, but he really wants to see him finish strong right here. He may take a long, hard look at this. He sees what we're seeing. The ball's starting to creep into the middle, starting to lose a little bit of life. He's pitched a great game so far. At least got to go out there and measure it and see how he's feeling.
All business side by side.
Some agency in this as well. He does have left-handed bat ability on the bench with Kyle Manzardo. It would change his defense with Lane Thomas potentially unavailable. That might box Vogt and Craig Albert as the associate manager into not being able to use the left-hander on the bench. And David Fry, Austin Hedges as well. You could bait Brant Hurter into the game, who has had some control issues recently. But if Thomas isn't available, do you have the horses to make up a defense in the top of the 8th inning?
I don't think you can worry about that. You have to try to score.
It will be Rodriguez, who swings through strike one, a fastball.
Casey knows that this is his last hitter. This is it. So he's going to leave it all out there right now.
With Naylor at second, the lead on the line. It's a ground ball to short. Sweeney takes his time.
I am just.
Digs it.
Turn on MLB Tonight's all-new national pregame show 5 to 5 as Greg, Harold, and Dan preview all the night's matchups.
3-minute talent. I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
MLB Tonight's national pregame show weekdays on MLB Network.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
Send him to Monument Park now.
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of it gets you. Yeah, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I love a steak. No vegetables.
No vegetables? No, is there straight protein?
Yeah.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood. The lineup we know is incredibly deep. These guys are not satisfied. They are still hungry. I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships.
This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
I think the sneaky team that watches the Giants.
It's going to be fun to watch this staff. That's the best ballpark in the world in San Francisco.
A lot of experience up top.
I think where this team's headed.
Doesn't give you Logan Webb might be the most underappreciated foreign starting pitcher on baseball. If this Giants team is going to make noise, it's going to be because of their starting rotation.
For me, it's really important for us to establish that.
You're going to be talking about the Giants in September again.
1-0 Tigers here in the 8th inning, but AL Central fans will take this one to heart. Really sad news in Major League Baseball. The former White Sox closer, that 05 World Series team, passed away just yesterday. Bobby Jenks, dead at the age of 44, and just awful news. Reports have it being stomach cancer is the cause of death, and our thoughts to everybody who knew Bobby Jenks, was a teammate with him, his family, his friends, to our colleague AJ Pierzynski, who I know was extraordinarily close with Bobby, as Javi Baez flies this ball into right center field. That's a long way to go again, and it is Jones coasting underneath to make the catch for out number 1. Paul Sewald gets the out, but here's AJ and Bob, and that is a moment that will live on forever in Chicago.
AJ is not a small man. Bobby just picked him up like a little kitten. Strong guy, just such an integral part of that 05 team, I know.
So beloved. And having been over with the White Sox for a while and watching him growing up, maybe the most fun they had was when Ozzie Guillen came out of the bullpen and he made the signal for the big guy to get Bobby Jenks into the ball game, but so well liked. Gone way too soon, Bobby Jenks at the age of 44. The 1-0 here in the 8th. Paul Sewald just off the injured list into the ball game for Cleveland, trying to help fortify this bullpen and fortify this game. Sewald went on the IL back in late April, with shoulder inflammation. Just activated today. Doug Nikhazy who pitched very well yesterday, went down to AAA Columbus again as McKinstry takes ball 2.
This is a potentially great arm for their bullpen in the second half. If he's healthy now, he's pitching the biggest games.
A former closer, former trade deadline, why did we do that for a fan base or two? Meaning, why did we let him go?
Definitely.
Fouled away. Casey Mize, 7 innings of brilliance today for the Tigers. 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
And I was so proud of him. That last at bat, right there.
Here's strike 3. Sewell punches out McKinstry.
That's what he's got. That 92 plays different from his arm than almost anybody's 92 that I've seen. Just that heavy, just a great carry. Seen him blow 92 past so many people. But Casey Mize today, that last at bat, where they pitching coach came out, talked to him, probably told him, hey, this is your last hitter. If you want it, you got to finish right now. To get that ground ball, there's really not much a better feeling in the world than that. To know that you earned that last out and you actually made it happen, and then Torkelson with a great pick at first base completed the play.
Yeah, had to have it. It's called low, 2-0, and Rogers just stole a strike that was well below that. Is at the plate to get the benefit of this one. 2-0. Yeah, that was it was 2 years ago when the Mariners traded Sewell to the Diamondbacks. Remember it right at the deadline, and everybody in Seattle was like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah, he ended the closer games for him.
Yeah. Two-one. Is in there a strike, and the Yankees and Mets are finished, but we have a Bronx cheer here in Cleveland. Two has popped up. On the infield, it is the catcher Naylor. It's 13 in a row retired by Guardians pitching. Hamilton, 35 years, the voice of the Cleveland Guardians on radio. He has won the Ford C. Frick Award heading into Cooperstown, and there is nobody more deserving. A wonderful announcer, a kind soul, a generous man, and that guy is one of the most welcoming people in all of Major League Baseball, not only to other announcers and players and everything that goes along with that, but to the audience. You listen to a Tom Hamilton game, you feel like he's talking directly to you, and then a fight breaks out in a game, and it sounds like he's been calling boxing for 35 years.
That was my favorite call of his ever.
Wasn't it? That was unbelievable.
Yes.
The Jose Ramirez punch.
Got him, yes.
Brad Herter is into the ball game, and very quickly he disposes of Rocchio for round number 1. Brad Herter, a left-hander who A.J. Hinch has seen his control waffled some in the past couple of outings. So trying to stabilize that, he threw a couple innings in the team's previous series in Washington. They'll face Stephen Kwan here, left on left, and there is strike 1.
Looks like a giraffe out there.
That's a good
How
compare.
tall is he?
He is a tall drink of water, Brad Herter.
Stephen Kwan.
Well, Scooble, I want to get the official number because Scooble guessed you were 6'6", and you're actually 6'7". Your Herter is 6'6", list price.
What does that make me look like?
A larger giraffe.
Oh, Scooble, though, being up next to him, you see what kind of specimen he is. He's every bit of 260, 265. Strong, though.
There you see David Fry, who had that big home run. We heard Tom Hamilton call as that's a searing seed right at Sweeney.
Kwan it, yes.
Round number 2, Kwan barreled it up, but directly at the Tigers shortstop.
Did Herter get a glove on that as well?
That's no.
Number 6, David Fry.
So here is David Fry, who flipped the series in the ALDS last year. His home run off of Bo Brisky at Comerica Park brought the Guardians back in Game 4 of that series to eventually win the series here in Cleveland. And so he has been in the center of this rivalry for a year now.
That place was going berserk.
Both stadiums in that series were awesome environments.
Yeah.
1-1 for Fry.
They had a lot of big home runs. I remember Lane Thomas's home run last year, too. Three or either a 3-runner or a grand slam.
Yeah, slam off a Scooble.
Yeah.
This has popped up on the infield.
Got him, yes.
Makes the catch. That's a 1-2-3-8 for Brad Herter. Still a 1-0 game.
Things are definitely looking up for the future of the Red Sox.
Hey, check out the stars of tomorrow with the MLB Futures game on MLB Network. Then, July the 14th, it's the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN, all leading up to the 2025 MLB All-Star Game Tuesday, July 15th, only here on Fox. Tim Herron, the new pitcher for Cleveland, and he throws ball one to Matt Vierling as the Guardians have made wholesale defensive changes, including the left-hander Herron. He features himself a couple of distinct breaking balls. There's one of them. .413 ERA for Herron, who last threw on Wednesday 24 pitches. Matt Vierling, another one of the guys in this game that you faced a couple of years ago, struck him out. And Matt was a little starstruck growing up in St. Louis. Matt Vierling is one of the most genuinely nice guys in baseball, and you struck him out on a curveball, and he was like, that was actually kind of cool.
Our video team, led by Chad Blair, called me and said, you got to see this. The St. Louis kid, the high school right down the road, got him with a strikeout there with a curveball. And as he steps out, he basically was like, that was sick. It was a cool moment for me.
That's awesome. Cool for him, too. Jose Ramirez takes over at third. They have burned the DH, so the pitcher's spot now is where David Fry made the final out of the 8th inning. Angel Martinez moves to center. Schneemann over to second base. Trey Sweeney shows bunt and fouls it back. This is not your typical left-on-left scenario that A.J. Hinch would walk into, but I'd imagine he wants the defense of Sweeney here with the injury to Gleyber Torres in the first inning.
Yeah, he can't take Sweeney out here. Needs his glove man out there at 1-0 game.
It's a rare day when you see A.J. Hinch put down a bunt.
Shortstop with Trey Sweeney.
0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. One away if you just started jumping in on this game. Here is why Trey Sweeney entered in the 2 spot. Gleyber Torres on his way to second base. That glove flip. And Rocchio basically just clubs him in the face accidentally.
Yeah, the word we got was that actually that he got him in the neck, right?
You
got
hurt
his neck right there. That's scary.
There's a cold strike on Jahmai Jones. The official word is a neck bruise for Gleyber Torres. All-star starter. Jones checks his swing on a ball in.
Checks what he did.
Jeremy Rehab
Just call.
First, 0-2. Hits Jones on 2 strikes. Herron with a wayward 0-2 pitch, and now the Tigers have 2 on.
Oh, that's a big miss right there, setting up a first and second 1-out opportunity for
And he was hit by the
Riley
pitch.
Green. Tigers' best hitter this year. 0-2 too. You hate losing that count right there.
I was going to say to you, 0-2, where's your mind when that happens? Like, how do you recalibrate for this at bat?
It's tough. I mean, you want to bury it. You know, you're trying to back foot it right there. Not so literal as that, but you are trying to bury it in there. Probably would have came back away or would have played more on 1-2, but I don't think you have to recalibrate. You just pulled it a little bit too much.
Jones trying to steady himself.
Another solid Detroit Tigers mustache over there.
Yeah, it's a facial hair team. is walking out from behind the plate. Now we're ready to go. Heron to Green. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch is a dot to the corner. Tommy Kahnle getting loose in the Tigers bullpen.
Good chance he's going to throw a changeup or two.
You think? Will Vest, who has been a ninth inning guy for the Tigers this year, has thrown each of the last 2 days. So Kahnle
Left field to the left, only one. Riley Queen.
6% changeup. Getting loose. And it's called outside just off the plate. The crowd disapproves. Two on, 1 out. Riley Green takes ball 3 farther off the plate. Spencer Torkelson on deck. He's got the lone RBI in this game, a solo homer back in the second.
You want your star swinging here, but he needs to get a good pitch. Patient in the zone.
That was not it. It's ball 4. Bases loaded without the benefit of a hit to the Tigers, and here is Torkelson. The Tigers are 10 over against left-handed starters this year, and our power player, sponsored by Harbor Freight, is a big part of it. Spencer Torkelson, home run number 20 on the year, as Tarek Struble joined us. We thank him for that. And then an enormous pick.
Yeah, that's a long hop, too. That's not that easy of a pick. It wasn't just like a really easy short hopper that's almost basically in your glove. He had to really time it up and go through the ball, work through the ball really well there. That was a huge play.
That closed the 7th inning. The Guardians had a runner at second and 2 out in that 7th inning. Rodriguez hit the ball to Sweeney as Torkelson steps in.
And if that ball gets past him, he's going to score there. He's going to score.
Instead, it's still 1-love. Tigers over the Guardians. Cleveland playing the middle infield back for a possible double play. First one is grounded to shortstop by Torkelson.
Last chance to not let the Guardians score.
First pitch of the at-bat. Still 1-0.
This guy is the entire package.
Struck him out! My goodness!
He has a weapon for every hitter.
Good luck, 99.
And what I like most about him, he pitches with an attitude.
They're still in the lead for Polsky.
Everyone wants to watch this guy. Must-see TV for me.
6'7", top 5 exit velo, #1 arm in the sport. It's all 4 fireworks.
You can go out there to center field and relax, and I think this is a 30-30 guy this season.
All-Star Week rolls out the red carpet for baseball's best.
All schemes, Bryce Harp, Aaron Judge are the man.
And it's only on MLB Network. Stars! The All-Star Red Carpet Show, presented by Deer Park, July 15th, live at 2 Eastern.
A's looking to make a comeback. Red Boyle back towards the wall. It's scores! Settle for it. Home run number 1 on the season for Boris Butler, and the A's calling back. It's now 7-4.
Green and gold picking off a big part of the yard here in the Mile High City. That was 98 covered. No problem. The Oilers are not afraid to attack. It's 98 on Broadway.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
A lineup we know is incredibly deep. These guys are not satisfied. They are still hungry. I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships.
This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
Tigers over the Guardians, bottom of the 9th, as Cleveland is trying to avoid an 8th shutout in about a month worth of baseball. Tommy Kahnle is the pitcher to face Jose Ramirez. The tying run at the plate, and the first pitch is ball 1 low. A changeup from Kahnle, and that's no surprise.
It's no surprise, and Jose Ramirez, one of the smartest hitters in the game, knows what's coming for the most part. This is a dangerous matchup.
On the ground, wide of first, another changeup. He saw Kahnle last night. Kahnle mixed in
Jose
fastball
Ramirez.
and batted back.
Now would be a good time.
Back-to-back changeups to open here in the 9th. Vaulted high in the air into left field. Riley Green.
Got him, yes.
He is there to capture out number 1 on Ramirez.
Can't believe it either. Jose can't believe it. Look, he knows he missed it. Got the changeup, and Kahnle left it up out over the plate. He just missed it. Just got underneath it. That's a huge out for the Tigers. Look at this pitch. Oh, he made. He got away with one there.
He absolutely did. And Ramirez, who broke an 0 for 21 stretch yesterday, didn't miss it by much. It's ball 1 on Santana. From Kahnle. Right at first again, ball and a strike.
Hey, that's how you know it's a great pitch. If you know it's coming, these are 2 great professional hitters. They know it's coming for the most part.
What is it about the changeup?
It's just he just has great arm speed and it's got great action. You can see it's got great late bite, a lot of horizontal and vertical movement.
Ball foul.
I mean, it's just wow to me. It's a great pitch. I mean, what can you say?
In an era when you see guys trying to put as many pitches on a scouting report as he possibly can.
Look at Jose. You can't believe it.
One, 2. Santana pops it up. Third base side. McKinstry and Rogers makes the catch for out number 2 in a 1-0 game. There have been 43 1-0 games in the history of this ballpark since 1994. The Guardians, with a loss today, would be exactly 500 in those. 22 and 21 in 1-0 games here coming into today. First pitch, ball 1 from Kahnle to Schneemann. Changeup faded.
What's that? Daniel Schneemann.
It's almost like a screwball. It's got a lot of action on it.
Jose Ramirez is still wanting to see what he swung at.
He just doesn't miss many opportunities like that.
3-0. Okay, so if you're Schneemann,
turn loose.
How do you gear up for a changeup?
I don't know, but you got to turn him loose right here.
3-0. That's ball 4 inside. Schneemann walks.
They will not get walk-off home run. They will not.
Kyle Manzardo does have a bat. The left-handed thumper who had more than half of his home runs this year in the first month of the week. He got off to a torrid start. There is big power in this bat for Cleveland. He grew up a Tigers fan, Manzardo. His dad's side of the family is originally from Michigan. Manzardo, the winning run, takes a strike.
And Canley's very quick to the plate, so they can't put this runner at first in motion either. Cleveland's gonna have to hit their way. They're gonna have to push some runs across with a few hits in a row because Canley's not giving up 3 passes easy.
Steven at first.
Come on, one more strike.
Canley listens in for the call. 1-2. It's a ground ball foul, first base side, back to the changeup. He barely needs pitch count. He's got the glove to the ear. I can't hear. I don't know what it is. He's on one fastball.
He's tipping right now. Every time he stands out on that white little rubber, he's going to throw a changeup.
1-2 again. Just a small piece.
I mean, and he's got great control of the pitch too. He's only made one mistake, and that was to Jose. Everything else has been very well located.
And when he's missed, it's been out of the zone, not a damage pitch. One and two again.
God,